Joan Tomlinson and I did a trip to Alaska in early August 2023. We flew to Anchorage, spent some time there, then over to Katmai National Park to see the brown bears catching salmon, then back to Anchorage for a bit, and then up to Kotzebue and Kobuk Valley National Park.
Well, I'm in Alaska, Anchorage. Got in late last night, 2 a.m. our time. I'm staying at pretty much a 2-star hotel. Not really great, but I picked it because the greenway is right over there in those woods going down to the ocean. And I'm going to walk down the greenway and then to a hostel that Joan is staying in. And then we're going to have breakfast. First day in Alaska.
Here's a photo of me at Kobuk Valley National Park and of Joan on the Alaska Airlines flight back to Anchorage. The Chester Creek Greenway runs along Chester Creek, shown here. And later on, we rented bikes and rode the Tony Knowles Coastal Trail. Starts downtown, goes about 20 miles.
There's Anchorage. After Katmai National Park, we've got a day in Anchorage, and I am now walking on the Chester Creek Trail, which is along Chester Creek right beside the Creekside Inn where I'm staying, and runs down to the ocean and joins the Tony Knowles Trail. It's really beautiful with the, I guess, birch trees, white, bark, and a fair number of people I've seen, not a lot, and very comfortable, around 65 or so, I guess.
Here's the Chester Creek Trail, a wonderful greenway, pretty much in the middle of Anchorage.
It's just a beautiful site for a greenway. Even though Chester Creek Greenway is in the heart of the city, between downtown and the airport, actually, it's almost like wilderness. You can hear cars now and then, but you see no cars, and there's just a few buildings along the way as it winds its way through the forest. That's great. Mallard ducks. The Creekside Inn that I'm staying in is not the best of hotels, but it's clean and not bad. It's the blue top building right there. And here's the greenway, of course. This is maybe the biggest homeless encampment I've ever seen. And it goes on down there. You can see a little color. Well, it's August 11, and I'm in the middle of Kotzebue on the Bering Straits, which are right out there. There's only 2 paved roads in town. This is one of the many gravel roads. And the culture here, the Ipanic Eskimos have lived here for maybe thousands of years. And they don't have the English background of keeping things neat and clean. The yards aren't mowed. Well, look at that house there, and there's some a lot worse. We just stopped in one of the two maybe grocery stores, very small, and gosh, you couldn't be a healthy eater up here for sure. Everything had sugar or fat, no diet products, no low-fat products. But again, they come from a different culture. And here's the Kotzebue Friends, Quaker Church, Friends Church, since 1897, it says. The Quakers sent missionaries here, and they established a small town that has grown into the major town in this area. So people do swim up here. I don't know whether it's a swim lesson or what, but a bunch of kids and maybe others swimming. This is one of the two main paved streets. Starts up there and goes 100 yards, 150, 200 yards or so that way. This is the ubiquitous, popular four-wheeler way to get around here. And there's the hotel we're staying in. It's a really first-class place. 3-star, they say. The amenities, maybe not so much, but the building is incredible. The food's just okay, and they don't even have breakfast and no lunch on Saturday, which is tomorrow. And something kind of bad for us. Those two guys there are planning to go hunting for caribou up north, they say. But they've been marooned here for 2 days because of the smoke and haven't been able to go. So, God, if we come all the way up here and can't see Kobuk Valley, what the heck? I may just forget it, I guess, about seeing that national park. Mormon missionaries.
Food! I couldn't go farther, but my pants were falling off.
This is one of the worst, messiest places. We're at the upper end of the island, the north point. Way over there is Cape Kurdistan National Monument. so she's got to run. So you like this, Joan? That's great. Okay, from the mountains up there of Alaska, plopped in the middle, amazingly, are these incredible sand dunes. Huge sand dunes. And we finally made it. There's Joan way up there, there's a creek there, and way out there are dunes deposited by glaciers. My favorite view probably is that mountain river and then sand dunes forever. Go on and on and on. 10 o'clock at night in Kotzebue. Looks more like late afternoon. Kobuk Valley National Park is up that way.
Back in Anchorage, we rented a U-Haul pickup truck because it was a lot cheaper and more available than cars. And we drove to a couple of places outside Anchorage. First, Chugach State Park.
Our vehicle stands out there, U-Haul rental, but the lake is down there, and maybe we're going to hike a little along the trail in the mountains east of Anchorage. And here's the biggest lake in the park, I think, Ilutna, something like that, lake. We're at the upper end, the headwaters of it. Kind of a light green color, surrounded by mountains everywhere. And best of all is way up the valley there, toward the heart of the park, are glacier mountains. Those are glaciers on a big peak there. This is a popular beach at the lake, and these kids are, I think, building a raft. Here's a wooden teepee that they're building. There's a cabin where they're getting logs to make the raft out of.
Next to Muskox Farm, where they have over 100 muskox, which I had never seen and wanted to see.
How about you all?
Tennessee.
Tennessee? Oh, cool. Germany? Okay, welcome to Alaska. I hope you guys are having a good time here so far. I'm glad you decided to come to the muskox farm. Before we head out there and see muskox, I just wanted to tell you some really cool information before we go out there. First of all, a lot of people wonder, muskox farm, right? What is the connection? Why are they here? What are we farming them for? Around 700 pounds. And there is a courtship behavior for muskox. So they do have to get the timing right and they have to successfully flirt with the ladies. Muskox will not allow indiscriminate breeding. So they are choosy.
Whoa.
Isn't that cool? So that is typical behavior. They do make this roaring sound when they're in their harem. They guard their harem, they herd them. During a muskox courtship, they'll snuggle, which is really cute. They'll rest their chins on her back. They'll also do something really funny where they'll go up to a female and hold their leg out like this. Just like super stiff, and they stand on 3 legs. And then in addition to that, during a female cycle, they're only fertile for a 24-hour period. Isn't that growling just so cool? It sounds so neat. So we know they survived the Ice Age. Obviously, they're still here, but you can find their remains as far south as Kentucky, Illinois, and even Texas.
Really? How about Tennessee? We're from Tennessee.
Probably, yeah. If they were in that Kentucky area,
Yeah,
then that would be your neck of the woods.
Huh.
So, you know, during the Pleistocene, they would have been hanging around your neck of the woods and here for the south. So, because of that, they are supreme Arctic survivalists. They've been up in the Arctic for tens of thousands of years, looking mostly like this. They would have coexisted with another muskox called the helmeted muskox, which, as the name implies, they had a more bigger horn boss area over their head.
Well, Joan and I are winding up our Alaska trip with a great dinner right there, Sorrento's. There goes Joan way down there, walking to her base camp hostel. And I am going to the Creekside Hotel, which is, you go down to the right there and left, and I'm going to cut straight across that parking lot. It's only about half a mile or so.
I had spaghetti puttanesca, which not many Italian restaurants in the United States have, and we ended our trip with cheesecake and strawberries. Flying home, we're going over Rocky Mountain National Park, and the red arrow indicates the Going to the Sun Highway.